Hey honeys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miesha and I'm back with another video. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I hand sew and make my wigs from start to finish. Y'all know in my previous video I showed you guys how I made a wig in less than 30 minutes using the hot glue gun method. If you did miss that video, go ahead and check that out. If you are new here, hey honey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a returning subscriber, what's good, what's poppin' sis? This is going to be a very beginner friendly video on how to make a wig. I hope y'all learned something new. This is some loose deep wave hair from Dsoar hair. Y'all, this is literally like the flattest of the flat that you can get your wig. I'm talking about seamless, baby. Easy, straight to the point. I'm finna show y'all everything. So if you are interested in seeing how I make my wigs, go ahead and keep on watching. So to construct our wig on today, we're going to be using Dsoar hair, and I have a 4x4 closure with bundles 22, 24, and 24 inches. I also stopped by the beauty supply store and got a mesh wig dome cap. They only had extra large, so I really got to work with what I got. I picked up a curved needle, some weaving thread, scissors, and you're going to need some T-pins to hold your wig in place. And for video purposes, I'm going to be using some white chalk. First things first, we're going to T-pin our wig cap onto the wig head. I usually get the regular dome cap, but this time I got the mesh one, and I actually like it better because it's more breathable. But we're going to go ahead and just T-pin that closure onto the wig head as well, just so that we can cut off the little tabs on the side. You don't have to cut really far back, but just enough so that the front of the closure will lay flat onto the skin. So I make sure that I always cut these off. So now that we've cut the side tabs off of our closure, we're going to pin it in place to prep it to start sewing it. I make sure that I pull the closure a little bit forward in front of the wig cap hairline. And also when I'm pinning it in place, I make sure that I stretch the closure out just so there's no lumps or bumps while I'm sewing. So now that we're going to start off sewing on the closure to the wig cap, I don't have like a certain technique to sewing. I basically just loop and pull, and I will knot it sometimes. But my key thing is when I'm sewing on my closure, I make sure that I sew really close together so that there's not any bulkiness going on and everything is nice and flat. And I also sew from side to side, so I start on one side and then I go to the other side and sew that one down, just so I can make sure that the closure does not move, and then I sew down the back. When I make a wig, the way that I sew my tracks on is depending on the way that I'm going to utilize the wig. So this wig here, I'm going to have as a everyday, like, wake up and go type of wig. So I'm going to start off by sewing the first track alongside the wig cap. So if the wind was to blow, you won't be able to see my tracks. Sometimes I make wigs that I want to sew down, so I will lay my tracks a totally different way. thought that I was recording. I am so sorry, but once I realized I wasn't, I had to stop and show you guys how I'm actually prepping the wig cap and making lines to be able to sew the tracks onto the wig head. So for visual purposes, I'm using the chalk so that you guys can get a clear understanding of where the tracks will be laid. I'm using my index finger to measure the spacing in between tracks because I'm not going to be doubling or folding these tracks over. So I want it to be very precise. So once I make it to the top where the closure is, I make sure that I leave enough space for my last track. And this is just so that everything can close off nice and flat and seamless, and that last track can cover all of the rest of the tracks. So now that we're in the middle of the cap, this is where we're going to go from side to side with laying the tracks down. We're not going to go from ear to ear, like taking the lines all the way across, but we're still going to do the index finger gapping. So when I'm doubling and folding my tracks, I will map out the wig cap a little bit different. So if you guys are interested in seeing a video on that, just let me know down below. Mapping is complete, and now it's time for us to sew our tracks on. We're going to go ahead and T-pin them into place so that it's easier to sew, and then we're just going to sew along the line. When you get towards the top, you want to make sure that you're T-pinning your tracks, like anchoring going upwards, so that it can kind of cover the track beneath it. So you want to make sure that you're anchoring all of your tracks going like a little bit slanted upwards instead of like going straight across. Our last track has been laid and sewn down. I don't connect the last track with the closure because sometimes if your closure is balding or you just want to change it out, you can. So you don't want to connect those two together. And you also want to make sure you're not leaving too much of a gap so that it can still look seamless. So all of the stitching and everything is precise, nice, and clean. We're gonna go ahead and cut and remove the excess cap from underneath the closure. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on how I constructed this wig. Also, if you guys have any video ideas, leave those down below. That completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like this video if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Don't forget to check out part 2. I'm going to be fully customizing this wig to lay flat and scalp-like without using any gels, glue, or sprays. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.